you guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I got a tattoo. Basically, I'm just gonna be going over like meaning of my tattoo, what I went through, where I went, just like basic tattoo things, I guess. So, as some of you know, I am 17 years old. And I'm not really sure. I don't know how old you have to be in other countries and other places to be old enough to get a tattoo, but here in Canada, you need to be 19 or 18 to be able to sign off and get your own tattoo. So my dad came with me and he signed off for me and we were good to go. My family, we're very much tattoo enthusiasts. My dad has 9 tattoos, I think. Anyway, my mom has 3 or 4. And then like my uncles have them, my other aunts have them, grandparents have them, like everyone in my family has a tattoo basically. So getting a tattoo has never really scared me or anything. I've actually been like pretty excited for it ever since I was a little kid. I always figured, hey, I'll get a tattoo when I'm ready. And in the past little bit, I felt like I was ready. So I texted this girl named Claire, who's a tattoo artist in Kitimat, which is a little bit away from where my town is. She works at a place called Define Ink, which is where my parents got all of their tattoos done. And I set up a consultation with her. So if you don't know what a consultation is, it's basically you go in, you meet the artist, you guys talk about what you want, placement, how long it's gonna take, costs possibly, and just like basic things to get you comfortable with the entire procedure. Today is Friday and my consultation was on Wednesday. So I went in with my dad. He drove me because it's a little bit out of town and I didn't really want to go by myself. I couldn't go by myself. He had to sign for me. I went with my dad and we went in. And so these numbers are my dad's dog tag numbers. I'll get into that in a little bit. So we went in and I sat down with Claire and I basically said, so I want these numbers. I want them on my collarbone, slightly underneath probably. And I want them in this font. So this font is like Mom's typewriter or something like that. So she went onto their little Photoshop, like media, and she made a couple like test tattoos kind of. And she printed out a couple different sizes. She got me to show her where I wanted it. She told me to use my finger and I said like right around here, which is where it is. And so she gave me 3 different sizes. The first one was this size and it's the smallest one. And then there was one that was slightly bigger and then there was one that was quite big. So ultimately we went with this one because like I'm a pretty small person, if you don't already know. But we thought the smallest one just looked the best. It was very subtle, but it still looked really nice. We got everything done. We talked about price and everything, and Claire basically said, hey, I have a cancellation. I don't have any other tattoos until like 7:30. Do you just want to do it right now? And I was like, heck yes, I want to do it right now. If we can do it right now, let's do it. She had me sign a couple of like waivers just saying like, I know that this is permanent. If there's any spelling errors, about being possibly allergic to the Band-Aid adhesive, things like that. Like just a couple of legal things. I wasn't that worried about it. And then my dad signed off saying that he is legally allowing me to get the tattoo. I don't have any other like pictures or videos because my phone died by the time we got to Kitimat. So, sorry. Basically, Claire set up 3 chairs. There was one for my dad, one for me, and then one for her that was right across from me. And I got my dad to hold my hand because of course I didn't know what like kind of pain it was be. I didn't know what kind of pain it was gonna be like. The last time I've ever been like seriously hurt was when I was like 4 years old. I broke my arm and I don't remember any of it. So I don't know what my pain tolerance is. I've been pretty trustworthy with like my parents though. A couple of my other friends have gotten tattoos and they said that it wasn't that bad, so I wasn't too worried. As you can see, like I just got in black, so it wasn't like a huge setup problem. So she sat down and she told me that the main thing I had to worry about was my breathing. And I guess what happens is that when people come in for tattoos, especially if it's their first one, they don't know how the pain is gonna feel or how the needles are gonna feel, so they hold their breath. And they don't realize they're holding their breath, and then they pass out from being nervous and having adrenaline and things like that. It's like, just focus on your breathing. Please don't pass out on me or your dad. Just be careful. So anyway, Dad held my hand. I was shaking because I was so nervous, but I was so excited at the same time. Like, this is something I've wanted since I was so young. And I focused on my breathing. And as with like any kind of pain, I guess, there's like a little shock, like kind of initial pain that hurts a little more than the rest of it because you're not sure how it's gonna be yet. But otherwise, it was not that bad. If you have a cat or you've had a cat like sleep on you, you know that they do the little, like they'll knead on you, like they kind of sit down, they get comfortable, and they just kind of like knead their nails into you. They're getting comfortable. And that's what getting a tattoo feels like, to me at least. And it's just as if like a cat is like kind of puncturing your skin a little bit with their nails, and it's slightly more intense, of course, because it's a bunch of little needles. My tattoo took about, I want to say, between like 10-15 minutes, and it really wasn't that bad. Within the first like minute or so, she had already gotten the first letter done, and I was like, okay, this isn't gonna be too bad. For first tattoo placement, it wasn't too bad. Usually things on the bone are gonna hurt more than it does, say, like in the middle of your forearm kind of thing, because that's more skin. And on the bone, it's a harder surface. It's a harder surface to put the needle on, so the needle has more pressure to go into your skin. And the ink doesn't actually enter very deeply into the skin. Like, I think Claire said it was maybe half a centimeter to a centimeter, if that kind of thing. It's the very, very top layer of your skin, and that's all it kind of goes through. 15 minutes, and everything was good. I didn't cry. As soon as it was over, I didn't feel anything. Like, it felt before I gotten the tattoo. Like, there really wasn't any difference in pain. Of course, it's a little bit sore now to the touch, but that's just because it's healing. For most places in my area and in like the Kitimat area and things like that for tattoos, base price for a tattoo is $100, and that's for things that are an hour and below. Take an hour and below. And because mine only took 15 minutes and it was so small, my base price was $100. And I think after an hour, they start raising it by like 50. I'm not quite sure. My final price was $105, and then of course, like, we gave her a tip and everything because she was really, really sweet about it. The aftercare of the tattoo. Did you see that? So as you can see, there's like a band-aid. It's almost like cellophane. It's like sticky adhesive cellophane that they put onto the tattoo, and that's basically to keep it from getting infected and to let it go through the healing process. So I needed to keep it on for at least 24 hours. 24 hours minimum, because that's to prevent infection, and then preferably 3 to 5 days, because getting a tattoo is kind of like skinning your knee or your elbow. When you skin your knee, slime, like goop, it's kind of like pus, but that's what it creates. It's the same, the tattoo does the same thing. It creates like that kind of goo of things trying to heal. And then after that, the tattoo is gonna scab over, and then the scab is just gonna kind of like naturally fall off, do whatever it needs to. Scab is gonna kind of just do whatever it needs to. It's gonna go away, it's gonna fade. So as long as I leave it on for like the 3 to 5 days, all of that is gonna happen underneath my band-aid. It gets itchy, it's like try not to scratch it, put on non-scented lotion, like things like unscented lotion, things like that. Wearing off-the-shoulder shirts for the next little bit is part of my aftercare because we don't want things like rubbing against it. That's all there really is to the aftercare. The significance behind my tattoo, I'll try to get a couple shots where it's not backwards. I'll try to do that, or I'll just like flip this entire video so that way it shows properly. But basically these numbers are my dad's dog tag numbers, or service numbers if you want to call them. So if you don't know what that is, my dad was in the military for 3 years, before I was born, before he was married to my mom, things like that. And when you join the military or the army or whatever, you get something that's called a dog tag. And basically what it is you get 2 of them. They come in, they're attached together. 2 little like dog tags is what they call them. And so basically one is for, this is how my dad puts it, one is for you to wear. And basically what happens is if you go into the field and you're a soldier and you pass away, when you get brought back, you have your dog tag number attached to you. Like you get buried with it, all of that kind of stuff. And then the other one is kind of, you keep it, you give it to a loved one, things like that. So when I was born, my dad gave me his dog tag numbers, or his dog tag necklace. That way I could just wear it whenever I wanted. And it was really important to me because like my dad is a really, really sweet guy. Like he's so kind, he's nice to everybody, he tries to help everyone. He really just like does his best. I wanted to get his numbers on me as kind of just like a permanent thank you for everything that he did for me, for my country, for my mom, for like just everybody, even before I was born, kind of thing. It was really, really special to me. So I think that's it for this video. I know it's probably not very long, but I really wanted to share this with you guys in case, like, I don't know, maybe you just wanted to know. You'll probably be seeing pictures with the tattoo in it now for a little bit, so this might just clear up some confusion possibly. Or even if you just want to get a tattoo yourself. As someone who is a huge wimp, it is not as bad as you're gonna think it is. Like, I got this one and I'm already planning like all my other ones. Maybe if you guys want me to like make a video of all the tattoos I'm planning on getting, I could do that for you. If you want to see that, then like this video, put in a comment kind of thing. But otherwise, I think that's it for this. If you want to follow me on social media, my Instagram is @bubble.tay, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter account is @TaylorAsh. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, and comment on this video. I feel so strange saying that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.